All right, yeah, it's 10 o'clock on a Monday morning and I got a bottle of bourbon and a beautiful ribeye steak in front of me. How you doing? I'm Darren with Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Today, we are gonna be making a drunken ribeye, AKA a bourbon steak. It's something I've wanted to try for a very long time. I'm typically a salt, pepper, garlic guy on my beef, but you know what? This recipe sounds fantastic. It has bourbon in it. I don't know what can't be good about it. Let's jump in and get this marinade prepped up right now. All right, and here is our beautiful ribeye steak. I actually cut this off of a prime rib roast over Christmas. I bought a large roast. We didn't need the whole thing, so figured I'm gonna cut myself some nice steaks from it. So that's where this came from. Now, to make up this marinade, it's gonna be very simple. We're just gonna take a large bowl. Yes, I'm using Buffalo Trace. Don't come at me in the comments for using the good stuff in a marinade. I know, but you know what? I get this for like 40 bucks a bottle from my brother. He works for a distributor, so it's accessible to me and I like it, so that's what I'm using. All right, and for this recipe, we're gonna be using 2/3 of a cup of bourbon. Use what you like. I'm using Buffalo Trace, like I said. We're using a 1/2 cup of soy sauce. We're gonna use a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. If you can't pick it up like this, you didn't pack it well enough. We're gonna be using 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. This is fresh squeezed. We're gonna add a cup of water. And then I got about 2 cloves worth of diced garlic. Yes, this is out of the jar, but you know what? I squeezed the lemon myself, so I figured I could take a shortcut. And then finally, I don't see this in a lot of recipes, but I don't know why. I love fresh cracked black pepper, so we're gonna give a couple cranks into that. And we're just gonna give it a mix. All right, now after you have everything mixed up and incorporated, we want the sugar to dissolve, we want everything nice and mixed up evenly. We're going to get our ribeye into a bag, and then we're just gonna pour the marinade in there. All right, and then we're just gonna get all the air, or as much as we can, out of the bag. All right, so now that I have the majority of the air out of the bag, I'm just gonna get this into the refrigerator on this tray like this. And then about every hour, I'm just gonna come in and flip the ribeye over. That way we make sure the marinade has contact with the entire ribeye here. Like I said, I'm going about 4 or 5 hours. I recommend doing it overnight. Again, don't go longer than 24 hours with that lemon juice in here because your meat can get mushy, and like I said, nobody likes mushy meat. So I'm gonna get this into the fridge and I'll see you when it's time to get this on the grill. All right, so here is our drunken ribeye, AKA bourbon ribeye. And at this point, we're gonna get it out of our marinade. Oh, it smells absolutely amazing. It smells boozy. It smells so good. So I'm just gonna let that drain off here a little bit. And then I'm gonna throw it on this rack because I'm gonna smoke this ribeye. I'm gonna reverse sear it. I'm gonna smoke it on the pellet grill, and then I'm gonna sear it off. I don't know if I'm gonna use the charcoal grill, the gas grill, a frying pan. Depends how much light we have left out. This is my 3rd video of the day, trying to get a little bit ahead on things. And yeah, we've just been real busy. So we'll see how this ends up getting seared off. But it is just going right on that rack. And then, like I said, it's gonna get smoked. Now, of course, it's ice cold right now. So I'm just gonna let this hang out right here for probably, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Let it get the chill off of it. And then we'll get this thing on the smoker. See you then. All right, so here's our drunken ribeye. It's about up to 50 degrees, 48.2, somewhere in there. And all I did was just put a little cracked black pepper on there. We don't need any more salt or anything like that, no more garlic. It was all in the marinade, and I don't wanna over salt this thing, but man, it's looking really good. I have a probe in there just to read the temperature. I'm gonna get this out on the Z-Grill 700 D3 at 225 degrees, and I'm just gonna let it smoke until it hits an internal temperature of around 115 degrees or so. 110, 115, somewhere in there. And then I'm gonna sear it off. I'm running out of daylight, so I haven't decided how I'm gonna sear it off yet, but we'll address that when it comes to it. You can sear it off however the hell you want. The one thing I will say is be mindful that there is sugar in this. So if you're doing it over open flames, just move it around quite a bit. Make sure that's not burning. It'll help with the caramelization, that sugar will, but you don't want it burning. So to be determined how I'm gonna sear it off, but yeah, this is looking great. Let's get it out onto the Z-Grills right now. All right, let's get our ribeye on the Z-Grills here. Like I said, we're locked in at 225 degrees. We're just gonna let this thing smoke till it hits 110, 115, and then we'll sear it off. We'll see you soon. All right, so 1 hour and 4 minutes later, this is our smoked drunken ribeye. And no, it's not done yet. It's probing at around 110 to 115 degrees, depending on where you probe in the center here. Look, I'm gonna let it rest 10 to 15 minutes with some foil draped over it loosely, and then I'm gonna sear it off. I'm gonna sear it off in cast iron. I'm not gonna show you guys that process. It's pretty dark outside right now, and I think my camera's gonna struggle way too much to pick that up. So the next time you see this, it's gonna be seared up beautifully. We're gonna slice into it. We're gonna see how the doneness is. And best of all, we're gonna see this flavor profile on this drunken ribeye. I cannot wait. Check this out one more time. Next time you see this, we'll be slicing into it. See you in a bit. All right, and a quick sear later, there is our beautiful looking ribeye. You can see we got a nice crust on there. Should be cooked a little more on the rare side, which is how I like my steak. A good vet can bring it back together. But if it's a medium rare or even a medium, I'm not gonna complain. Nobody has ever complained about a good steak. You can check that out. It's kind of hard to see on camera there, but that's a nice solid medium. And of course, as it sits out and oxidizes a little bit more, that red's just gonna be more and more pronounced. Oh man. Yes, please. Let's jump out and let's do the taste test. All right, guys, real quick before we jump out and do the taste test, you know what? Nothing wrong with that. I'd say, you know, more of a medium on there than a medium rare, but that looks good enough to eat, so let's do that. All right, it is a moment of truth. We're gonna try this drunken ribeye. And you know what? I've shot 3 videos today. It's been about 8 hours. I'm tired, and in the past 5 minutes, I've managed to lose my hat that I normally wear, which is driving me nuts. So this isn't fancy editing. This isn't a new day. This is just a hat that I'm wearing right now because I'm bald and I always wear a hat. So no fancy tricks here. This is the exact same ribeye. Let's try it. This ribeye is fantastic. It is so good. The bourbon is there, but it's very, very discreet. It's not overpowering. The soy, a little bit of sweetness on that crust from the brown sugar. Oh, this is good. Not overly salty. In fact, I probably could have salted this when I peppered it. I just wasn't sure with that soy in there how it was gonna be. Not overly salty. It could honestly use a little bit of finishing salt on there, but the flavor on this is lights out. It's tender, it's juicy, it's just packed with umami. I really, really enjoy this. It turned out amazing. Am I gonna make all my steaks like this? No. I still am a purist. Salt, pepper, garlic, I think makes the best steaks. But you know what? I would 100% do this again, and I will do this again because I want other people to try it. Just because, like I said, that umami crust on there is just lights out. All right, guys, I had to try it here. I got a little bit of kosher salt I'm just gonna throw over the top of this just to see. So let's go for that. That is it right there. Make sure you salt this thing. If you want to wait until it's done and try it without it, go for it. But you're going to want some finishing salt on there unless you're really watching your salt. But hey, that makes it all the better. I'm giving this a solid 8.8 out of 10 just because it's easy, it's delicious, and yeah, the salt content just needed to be adjusted. All right, guys, that is all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay safe, and we will see you next time.